public.
Peace. This is the Enemy's Public. I am Bro.Nasir. Today's topic is shut up and dribble. Shut up and entertain. Silencing black athletes and entertainers.
Lucifer said in the morning, shalom, good day, good morning. All of them live in the morning, he affixes sixes on them. Within the scripture warn them, deliver the revelation. Still ain't debating Satan's use of major corporations. Remember the plantation, remember the black enslavement. Remember the soul debasing, cloak the face and here persuaders. Remember your colonization, colonial education. Ignorance and nigga shit we get from radio station. Performers getting younger, the dress is getting shorter. It's funny how these pedophiles market your sons and daughters. Target and breach your borders, kidnap your seeds, deport them. Transport them overseas with devils, fear, auction and broke them. And I yet teach someone caught them. If these are the seeds we lost them, tossed them to hell, they fell for what the system taught them. Give me a minute to prove this. Call it conspiracy theory. You never knew what the truth is. Be sure that my enemy hear me. Being Illuminati, or whether they got to Kanye, or whether or not they both gay. This is irrelevant subtext. Call a celebrity gossip. You're taking it out of the context. A Lucifer's putting its subjects. Beat the victim projects. Beat descent from slaves. A lot of us don't even got shit and do anything to get paid. Who figure that nigga ain't Satan? And West is good at best. And if they homo, I do not know and I could care less. Nah, they ain't the Bilderbergers. Nah, they ain't the Rothschilds. That's right, they the Rockefellers. Nah, that's just them niggas style. The Illuminati selling your muscle and your body, and they ain't ever need no rappers to accomplish that. Put them right on top of that. Giving you the truth, so copy that. Soon the economy collapse. Great tribulation after that. Scrolling across more pirate hats. With us in these company cats. We call that Steve Copley raps. Illuminati coming, but I'll be back. So they collapse the market, they criminalize farming, they silencing you for talking, while turning us on to peasants, agricultural patents, and agriculture families. Monsanto seeds that terminate the natural birth and action, controlling the food supply, choosing who should live or die. Confusion rules, you choose the lie, illusion illuminates your mind. These are the last times, spin them getting organized. Victory be with the strongest tribe, the ones that force the tightest ties, the lightest eyes, they're the sons of darkness in disguise. Even smallest Jacob tries, so the prophets prophesied. Cecil Rhodes, minding more than just the beers. We're rewinding through the years, but you would rather drink the beers. While your peers disappear over the corner every year. Prison population rise and abortion clinics everywhere. Truth is they don't want us here. There's no cotton left to pick. Physical labor is redundant. Secret shifts in politics. Let's talk about it tonight. Y'all run around here acting like rappers got something to do with this. You gotta be kidding, man. You got major corporations and agencies that don't want you to see it, son. You understand? It's called a terminated seed, man. They creating family. They selling harmless seeds, they can't create seeds. So that when you plant your seed for your harvest, you can't grow any food for yourself.
Now, sports, entertainment. That's the new way of picking cotton. Now, when some of us are hired as athletes, drafted on the auction block, that's what they call it. They go to a auction block and the team owners, they'll pick their player, put their brand on them. It used to be an actual brand. Now they throw a ball cap on his head and give him a jersey. Yet, they don't want us as a people talking about anything that affects us outside of what we do. Or they don't want us talking about anything that affect our people. They want us to have the sentiment that we have risen above the conditions of our people. Yet, when one of them say something, it's okay. Now, you take, for instance, South Park. It's an animated program that everybody gets those jokes. Catholic peoples get those jokes. Jewish people, black people, everybody get the jokes. And it's okay. They even joke about themselves. Yet they don't want anybody saying anything about them. They want us, when we have something to say that's political, that's about everyday life, we are told to shut up and dribble. That's what they tell us. Now, I have proof of that. Now, I'm going to play, what's her name? I think her name is, her last name's Ingram. I don't know if it's Kelly Ingram, Megan Ingram. I think it's Kelly Ingram. Speaking about athletes who are speaking about politics. Now, if they want us to shut up and dribble, why do they have, I guess they want us to shut up and dribble while we're actively on the team, but when we retire, like Shaq, like Charles Barkley, like Shannon Sharp, who are athletes, they can speak. You can only speak about political things, which is not something that I agree with in the first place, because if you are a sports analyst or a commentator, you should be speaking about that and nothing other than that. But they want, they ask these brothers these questions, and when they answer these questions using their own mind and not a template that they have written, they are told to shut up and dribble. Now, I want to play this. It's about 2 minutes and 30 seconds long. When LeBron James was told to shut up and dribble.
This is a jump doc alert. NBA superstar LeBron James is talking politics again.
I know you guys are excited to see her. I didn't know you guys were excited to see me too. But,
don't get it twisted. I don't care anything, one iota of Americans' politics. I don't care for it. Left or right, independent, any way you switch it. I don't care nothing about America's politics.
Thank you. As much as you guys would love to hear from me, I would much rather love to hear from our next president, Miss Hillary Clinton.
Now a historic moment. We can now project the winner of the presidential race. CNN projects Donald Trump wins the presidency.
And this time it's R-rated. Here's his barely intelligible, not to mention ungrammatical take on President Trump and a new ESPN podcast.
The number one job in America, the point of person, is someone who doesn't understand the people and really don't give a about the people.
But wait, there's more gripping insight. ESPN host Carrie Champion asked James and fellow NBA star Kevin Durant about what she described as Trump's racist comments.
I feel like our team as a country is not ran by a great coach. It's not even a surprise when he says something. It's not even a surprise. It's like laughable. It's like
it's laughable.
It's laughable and it's scary.
But it's also scary because
Right.
I shouldn't be numb to your racist comments.
Right.
I shouldn't be numb to your behavior.
I'm numb to this commentary. Like, must they run their mouths like that? Unfortunately, a lot of kids.
They, who's the they you're talking about? Black people with money having the audacity to have a mind of their own and speaking their mind without a template that's handwritten by one of you.
Some adults take these ignorant comments seriously. Look, there might be a cautionary lesson in LeBron for kids. This is what happens when you attempt to leave high school a year early to join the NBA. And it's always unwise to seek political advice from someone who gets paid $100 million a year to bounce a ball.
Now, that was a slight, and that was sort of hate. Now, that is what you call anti-black tropes. Since they want to use the word trope, that's an anti-black trope. Now, this brother probably make more money combined than every commentator they put before us, and the cave bitch is just mad about it.
Oh, and LeBron and Kevin, you're great players, but no one voted for you. Millions elected Trump to be their coach. So keep the political commentary to yourself, or as someone once said, shut up and dribble.
Now, someone once said, now, Miss Ingram, she didn't have that type of energy when it came to Drew Brees. Her energy changed. And I have the proof.
And now an update on a segment we brought you last night. I expressed concern that New Orleans Saints quarterback Drew Brees was being subjected to withering criticism for answering a question about what NFL protests might look like next season. Now, he said the flag shouldn't be disrespected and that he thinks of his veteran grandfathers and the civil rights pioneers when he hears our national anthem. Now, we noted that Brees also cited his deep Christian faith, which, of course, teaches that everyone should be treated equally and with respect, and we noted his generous contributions to charity. Now, my defense of Brees led to an online chorus of people comparing those comments to previous comments I had made to LeBron James. Now, at the time, James had said that Trump, quote, really doesn't give an F, close quote, about the people. Well, without dwelling on the nuance between the two instances, let me be very clear about what I believe. We are all children of God, regardless of our racial or political differences, and therefore must be treated equally.
No matter how you twist that, fit it, or snap back, that's a cap.
American. Every American has a God-given right to speak his or her own mind on any issue. And I think in order to heal and shed light on gross injustices, our country needs more dialogue, not less. And we need more respect, not retribution. Emotions are hot right now. And unfortunately, in times like these, we often find ourselves, and I know it's easy to do, just talk past each other. But right now, Americans, I think most of them are looking for reconciliation. And that means politicians, police, and even cultural figures all working together, all of us.
That's a bunch of nonsense. She knows it, but that's a template of a statement that is so Fox News. And we all know, I don't know if we all know, but I know why they call themselves Fox, because of their subtleties and their sly ways on how they do things, their manipulative ways. Now, they don't want us to call out their foolishness. They don't want us to be mindful about what's going on. And if we are mindful, they don't want us telling our people. They want us to just shut up and dribble, or shut up and crack jokes, shut up and rap, shut up and sing, just shut up and be entertainers. That's all they want us to do. Now, Dr. Wesley Muhammad broke down the other day the end of men, and in that same lecture, he took about a half hour, 45 minutes, breaking down, with the article that was written by a reporter from the Washington Post on who runs Hollywood. Now, this program today, like the other program the other day, is for the attentive listeners. This is not for the attention deficit. We have to learn how to be more attentive when we're listening to programs so we can get what the brother or sister is trying to teach us and project to us. Knowledge should never be microwaved. If food is not good for you that is microwaved, I am absolutely certain that knowledge is not good for you that's microwaved. So we have to take our time and listen to what a brother or sister is trying to teach us. Now, I'm going to play Dr. Wesley Muhammad when he was speaking about who runs Hollywood.
Honorable Brother Minister Farrakhan and those of us with him have been on the front line defending our brothers.
That's right. That's right.
But please understand that it was neither with the Jews.
Come on.
Nor with us. It wasn't really about Ye and Kyrie. Though it is, because we love our brothers.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But the enemy pounced on them so hard.
Yes, sir.
Because they know, as they say in these headlines, they know they are witnessing the Farrakhan effect.
Yeah.
They are witnessing the Farrakhan effect.
Come on, man. Yes, sir.
So now they are openly saying Ye and Kyrie are doing nothing more than channeling Farrakhan. I don't disagree with you. I disagree with how you characterize it as anti-Semitism.
Right. Come on.
That don't apply to you. So they pounced on Ye and Kyrie Irving so hard because they heard Farrakhan in their voices.
That's right.
Look what the ADL says. Unpacking Kanye West's anti-Semitic remarks. Listen to how they unpack
Yes, sir.
the anti-Semitic, allegedly, but not really, anti-Semitic remarks of Kanye West. They say, quote, Ye also invoked the anti-Semitic belief that Jewish people are disproportionately powerful and that they control the media, including the music industry. This trope, I looked it up, a word used in a non-literal sense to create a powerful image. Okay, we'll come back to that. They say this trope has been present in the discourse of other Black performers and activists in the past and is a common talking point within more extreme groups, as evidenced by narratives promoted by the Nation of Islam.
Now, they couldn't say that Kyrie Irving has a anti-Semitic sentiment or that he is anti-Semitic. They said that what he did, far as the link that he posted on his Twitter account, is a anti-Semitic trope. They'll find words to cover up because they don't want to be able to be exposed, which is why they won't meet with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Meeting with him and having a discussion with him, especially on a platform that's public, they will be exposed. So they'll rather call you names, they'll rather take words that people never heard or understand or don't know the meaning of and put them in front of or in back of anti-Semitism. Anti-Semitism, again, by Shulamit Alani, she said it's a trick that they use to keep people from holding them accountable or confronting them on their behavior or actions against other people.
This trope is not unique to the Nation of Islam, so now I will correct that. If a trope is a word used in a non-literal sense, when we speak of Jewish power, Jewish control of the media, Jewish control of the music industry, we are speaking very literally.
Keep in mind, the brother just gave the definition of what a trope is. It's not literal. It's too broad to even put your mind or your finger on what a person is talking about when they use the word trope. Another trick, two words that are a trick combine with each other.
This trope is not unique to the Nation of Islam, but has been repeatedly promoted by its notoriously anti-Semitic leader, Louis Farrakhan. I take great exception to that characterization. I continue. Among Farrakhan's most frequent anti-Semitic claims during his 40-year tenure as the NOI's leader is the accusation that Jewish people control the entertainment industry, especially rap and hip-hop artists.
Yes, sir.
Key in to what they're saying. And use that purported control. Listen, among Farrakhan's most frequent anti-Semitic claims during his 40-year tenure as the NOI's leader is the accusation that Jewish people control the entertainment industry, especially rap and hip-hop artists, and use that purported control to exploit Black artists and promote immoral, harmful behaviors to Black people, which he, Farrakhan, regularly mentions in his speeches.
Right.
The NOI's Final Call newspaper, that's why you should all have a subscription of the Final Call newspaper. The NOI's Final Call newspaper has also published a number of articles over the years highlighting the alleged, quote, iron grip that Jewish businessmen have on our most popular and talented Black artists, and defending Ye for standing up to the so-called Jewish pop.
Teach, man.
So they quote the Honorable Brother Minister Farrakhan. As declaring Jewish people control the entertainment industry, especially rap and hip hop artists. They charged the minister for saying that Jewish control of these artists is for the purpose of exploiting the artists and promoting immoral, harmful behaviors to Black people. The ADL charges the minister for saying Jews have an iron grip on our most popular and talented Black artists. Now, I don't take issue with the ADL presenting these statements by the minister. I have great issue with the ADL describing them as tropes. A word used in a non-literal sense to create a powerful image as if the minister is being rhetorical. It ain't true, but it sounds good. It sounds persuasive. Is it a trope? An anti-Semitic trope, an anti-Jewish trope? Or is it absolute literal fact? Let's see. Joel Steen, Jewish journalist for the Los Angeles Times. He did.
Thanks for that correction, Dr. Wesley Muhammad. Joel Steen of the Los Angeles Times gave this report and analysis on who run entertainment and Hollywood.
The entertainment report for the Los Angeles Times, December 19, 2008, Jewish journalist Joel Steen in the Los Angeles Times raises the question, who runs Hollywood? Now, his question is rhetorical. That's why he follows with, come on. What are you saying, Mr. Jewish journalist Joel Steen? Well, I'll let him say what he's saying. Quote, a poll finds more Americans disagree with the statement that, quote, Jews control Hollywood. But here's one Jew who doesn't. He says, I have never been so upset by a poll in my life. Only 22% of Americans now believe that the movie and television industries are pretty much run by Jews, down from nearly 50% in 1964. The Anti-Defamation League, which released the poll results last month, sees these numbers as a victory against stereotyping. Actually, Steen says, It just shows how dumb America has gotten. Jews totally run Hollywood, Stein says. He goes on.
The problem with Jews being people saying that Jews run Hollywood is because they want to maintain their victim status, because someone that powerful cannot be a victim at the same time. So that's the reason why when people say Jews run Hollywood, they get upset, because even as the scriptures say, they will have power and deny it. And that's just what they do. They have power and deny the power that they have, because they don't want people calling them out, and they don't want to be held accountable, because all the filth in movies and music that is put out, they are the executive directors and executive producers of this music. Now, especially in hip hop, in the late 70s and early 80s, as I spoke before, most hip hop artists came to Inglewood, New Jersey to record, because that's where Sugar Hill Records was located. It was on West Street in Inglewood, New Jersey. Every hip hop artist that was signed to Sugar Hill Records was they did their recording in New Jersey. And not that Sylvia Robinson did fair business practices with her artists, yet the other labels came later. And it's not necessarily that they did good business with the artists. If you speak to the artists, they'll tell you what kind of business practices that Tommy Boy, Def Jam, Elektra, and all these other music record labels, their business practices. Now, the people who run Hollywood, the people who run entertainment, don't want us to hold them accountable. Yet at the same time, they want to be out here saying how filthy the music is, how filthy the movie is, and how detrimental the movie is to the people. Yet, a lot of these movies couldn't have been made without the funding of those same people. Now, when Spike Lee wanted to do the Malcolm X movie, he couldn't get the proper funding to do it. Certain people helped him with money as a executive producer, and then Warner Brothers came in. So when Warner Brothers came in, they had to actually change the whole entire structure of the movie, and they depicted Messenger Muhammad in a negative light. Didn't have Farrakhan in the movie altogether. And I'm certain if he was in the movie, he probably would have been depicted in a negative light. And if you speak to brothers and sisters who are producers and directors of music, they'll tell you how the business practices are done. If we are depicted in a negative light, where is the Anti-Defamation League then? Do they defend everybody? Because Anti-Defamation League is very broad. It sounds like they would defend anybody from defamation. Yet the only time I see them out is when they want to call somebody anti-Semitic because they don't like what they said. They never say, okay, this person is lying. It's not true what the person said. They just say it's an anti-Semitic statement. The person is anti-Semitic. Now they got the word trope. This new word, trope.
How deeply Jewish is Hollywood? When the studio chiefs took out a full-page ad in the Los Angeles Times a few weeks ago to demand that the Screen Actors Guild settle its contract. The open letter was signed by News Corp president Peter Chernin, Jewish, Paramount Pictures chairman Brad Gray, Jewish, Walt Disney Company chief executive Robert Iger, Jewish, Sony Pictures chairman Michael Linton, surprise Dutch Jew, Warner Brothers chairman Barry Meyer, Jewish, CBS Corp chief executive Leslie Muneves, in parentheses, so Jewish, his great uncle was the first prime minister of Israel. MGM chairman Harry Sloan, Jewish, and NBC Universal chief executive Jeff Zucker, mega Jewish. Jewish journalist Joel Stein continues.
Now, those aforementioned names and media companies is everything you see and read. Every magazine, every newspaper, every television station. Those names are the owners of those media networks. So who runs Hollywood and entertainment?
They were yelling at in that ad was SAG president Alan Rosenberg. Take a guess, he said. The scathing rebuttal to the ad was written by entertainment agent Ari Emanuel.
Ari Emanuel. He's the same guy who told all the people to sever their business ties with Kanye West.
Jew with Israeli parents. The same Ari Emanuel Kanye West called out. The same Ari.
Also related to Rahm Emanuel, Chicago's former mayor.
Emanuel, who publicly issued the instructions for all of the companies to cut ties with Ye. That's him.
Look at that.
Stein says the Jews are so dominant. That's not the Final Call newspaper.
That's right.
I'm reading from the Los Angeles Times.
Yeah.
The Jews are so dominant, I had to scour the trades to come up with 6 Gentiles in high positions at entertainment companies. When I called them to talk about their incredible advancement, these Gentiles.
Yeah.
When I called them to talk about their incredible advancement, the tokens in a Jewish world. Hollywood is a Jewish world, and these Gentiles are tokens. So when I called to talk about their incredible advancement,
Come on now.
5 of them refused to talk to me, apparently out of fear of insulting Jews. The 6th, AMC President Charles Collier, turned out to be Jewish. He says, as a proud Jew, I want America to know about our accomplishments. Yes, we control Hollywood. Without us, you'd be flipping between the 700 Club and Davy and Goliath on TV all day. He says all 8 major film studios are run by men who happen to be Jews.
Now, this explains the brothers and sisters being pressured to apologize for not doing anything, for saying something they just disagreed with, calling it anti-Semitic. And just because you have a problem with specific people, it doesn't mean that you have a problem with a whole entire ethnicity or group of people. Yet, they have this power to, especially with the names that was written out, that was just mentioned, they control all of the media. So therefore, they could push a narrative repetitive to convince all of those who are listening and reading that you are exactly how they are depicting you. So those who control the narrative and control the media controls those whose minds who are not being controlled by themselves. If you listen to this media 24/7, and that's where you depend on getting your news and your information from, they'll have your mind and they will control the narrative. And also, we need to understand that the multi-ethnic destruction in America, media's acronym is just that. And they want you going by their narrative that they create about a particular person, because if they want to discredit you, and if the media wants to paint you as an ugly person, they have the wherewithal to do so. And most people who don't lose their mind, and also some of us, we do it with the social media. The social media is controlled by them also. So therefore, when you're doing your so-called research, if you are a attention deficit person and those who like branch knowledge and microwave knowledge, you are intellectually lazy and don't want to actually research and research to find your information. You're clicking on the first thing that you see and you're passing it off as a receipt. And most of us are so intellectually lazy and so wicked in the way we do things. We're looking for something and an excuse to not support each other. So therefore, we'll go on the internet and we look for dirt. So we can't talk about these people if we use the same tactics that they use to discredit a brother or a sister. We can't talk about them. If you're the same way, you can't talk about them.
Well,
now the point of that is not just academic. The reality of that has real life repercussions for our life. How so,
Chief.
Brother Wesley?
Come on,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Walk with me, y'all okay?
Come on, sir. Yes, sir.
We need to know how deep this thing goes and how we are ensnared in a very deadly trap.
Yes, sir.
In 1971, 72, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad sent his national representative, the Honorable Brother Minister Farrakhan, on vacation.
Come on.
The minister vacationed in Jamaica. At that time, the minister was in Jamaica. A friend of his, the great actor Brock Peters, was on the island. He was on the island filming a movie. The movie he was filming was Lost in the Stars. The director of the movie is this man, Eli Landau. The Landaus are a powerful Jewish Hollywood family. Eli's son, John Landau, collected the Emmy for Avatar. He produced Avatar and other smash hits. The Jewish Landau family is a Hollywood powerhouse family then to this very day.
Yes, sir.
When Mr. Landau found out that Minister Farrakhan from New York is on the island, he sent Brock Peters to the minister with a message that he wanted to speak to him, Mr. Landau. The minister agreed, and he joined Mr. Landau on the set. As the minister approached and greeted Mr. Landau, these are the words Mr. Landau said to the minister.
Come on now.
Said, Mr. Farrakhan, you seem like a nice person. Said, it's not you we fear,
Look out.
it's your ideas that we fear.
The idea of our people having freedom, justice, and equality. A complete freedom, justice, and equality.
We.
Come on now. Yes, sir.
The we isn't identified here, but we have some hints and we got more hints later.
That's right.
He says, and the minister says, I never asked him who the we was. But Landau says there is a group of us who meet in an apartment on Park Avenue. Sometimes we meet in Hollywood, California, and listen to what this Jewish Hollywood mogul says regarding the we whom he represents.
Yes, sir.
He says, we meet and we study trends. And there are trends that we want. We produce through our writers and our people that have the same mind. We produce trends. And we move the people according to the way we feel the trends should be.
Look at it.
Listen to that.
Mr. Landau, on behalf of this anonymous we, told the minister, the national representative of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, that we call in our writers, our script writers, movie script writers, our book writers. We call in our song writers.
Listen.
And once we decide on a trend, we put all of them to work.
Listen.
To stop a trend, reverse a trend, or initiate a trend so the script writers write movies.
Now, when Black Power, our people empowering ourselves, became trendy and popular, they had a meeting with the prison industrial complex, the record companies. They had meetings with them, and they changed the trend. As Dr. Wesley said, they create trends, and if there's a trend that they don't like, they create an alternate trend. Now, if I owned a record label and it was music that was put out that's not for the better good of people, I would like that and I would say something about it. Now, the music that's put out, I don't know about now because they have streaming services, but yet also, even if they do have streaming services, there are community guidelines, rules. Okay, you can't play this, you can't play that. Now, when Dave Chappelle did his monologue, he said nigger more than once on SNL. He said nigger more than once. Nobody had a problem with him saying nigger. Yet they had a problem with his monologue because he was, in the name of poking fun, being a comedian, which is his profession. A comedian is his profession. And he did it so clever, pointed out several things. He's called anti-Semitic. And they didn't say he's anti-Semitic. They used a new word because Dave Chappelle began his monologue saying that he supports the Jewish community and he has Jewish friends. So they used the word trope. This word's going to be around until we chop his head off, the word trope, because the word trope is empty. It's an empty word. Just like BIE, Black Identity Extremists, just like critical race theory. Empty words that means absolutely nothing.
Right.
The book writers write books. The song writers write songs.
Come on. Control.
That was 1971, 72.
Come on now.
The second meeting with the we occurred May 12th, 1996. The Honorable Brother Minister Farrakhan
Yes, sir.
had dinner with the man who at that time was described as literally the king of the Jews.
Come on. All right.
Edgar Brofman Sr.,
Right.
the ruler of the Seagram's Empire,
Right.
who at the same time was the leader of the World Jewish Congress, the most powerful Jewish body in the world. On May 12th, 1996, the minister and his party joined Mr. Edgar Brofman Sr. in his penthouse in Manhattan's Upper East Side. Present were Brofman's wife, Jan Aronson, Mike Wallace of CBS, who negotiated that well, for right now, we'll say meeting. There's another word for it.
Yeah.
Present also was Brother Rock Newman.
Right. Yes, sir.
So the first meeting was in 1972, 71, 72.
Yes, sir.
The powerful Jew told the minister, we get together and determine trends, how the people will think and how the people will act. We get our script writers to write, our songwriters to write, our book writers to write. He said, we meet in New York on Park Avenue in Hollywood, California. And on May 12th, 1996, 20 plus years later, the minister is in New York.
Right.
In the penthouse of the king of the Jews, the most powerful Jew.
That's right.
Edgar Brofman Sr. They had dinner, and after the dinner,
Come on.
this is what Edgar Brofman Sr., this is what the king of the Jews, said to the vicar of Christ, the Honorable Brother Minister Louis Farrakhan, on that mountaintop.
Come on now.
He said this, and remember Eli Landau's words to the minister 20 years earlier. Brofman said to the minister, would you like a drink? He said, no, I don't drink.
Yes, sir.
Brofman said, well, do you drink orange juice? Sure. That's me.
That's right. That's what he said. That's right.
And you know the orange juice he was talking about?
Talk to us.
The hood drink of the 90s, that Tropicana. That Tropicana fruit punch.
Yes, sir.
He said to Louis Farrakhan, that's me.
That's what he said. That's me.
Said, do you listen to music? Yeah. That's me.
That's what he said.
Do you go to the movies? Of course, occasionally.
That's what he said.
That's me. Listen. The king of the Jews in 1996 is confirming to Farrakhan what his brother in 1972 said to him. We control. We write the scripts that lead the masses of the people in the direction that we want them to go. So never enjoy a movie thinking ain't no agenda in it. The blacker the movie, the more the guarantee that there's an agenda in it. That means Woman King. That means Black Panther 1 and 2. That means Black Judas and the Black Messiah. Take your time. That don't mean we can't enjoy them, but you better know there's an agenda in Muslims. Come on, man. Our task.
Indeed, the same as Godfather of Harlem, which I enjoy, they depicted the Nation of Islam as extremist, and some of the things that they depicted in The Godfather of Harlem was absolutely incorrect, all the way down to the national flag. They had the national flag backwards. The Nation of Islam don't have safe houses where they tie people up who are on drugs. The nation, they do not do that. So that is defamation right there. That's defamation of character. That's defamation of a whole entire organization and nation. That's defamation because we don't do that and we haven't done that. So where is the Anti-Defamation League on that?
Is as watchmen.
Yeah, teach, man.
On the wall.
That's right.
We have supreme wisdom.
Come on now.
But our people don't.
That's right.
That obligates, that gives us the ability to see what they don't see.
That's right.
And we have an obligation to not fall asleep.
That's right.
Peace to my brother Keith Norfolk. How you doing, good brother? Peace and power.
Asleep.
Hey, peace and power, my good brother.
Yeah, I'm talking about today. Shut up and dribble.
Hey, peace and power.
Shut up and dribble, shut up and entertain. Silencing Black athletes and entertainers. And I was just listening to the last part of Dr. Wesley Muhammad speaking about who runs Hollywood and entertainment. It's a good minute left, and then we can get into the discussion.
So I think it's absolutely, definitely true and factual. Not just that Jews run Hollywood, but they run it conspiratorially.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Say that again. Yeah.
They use their power over Hollywood and over the music industry and over publishing to lead the people where they want the people to go, lead the people to our destruction.
Yeah, that's right. Come on, man. That's right. That's right.
Now, that's an absolute truth. If you wasn't listening earlier, brother, Dr. Wesley named all of the media corporations that run all of media, meaning everything we watch on television, in the movies, everything we read in the newspaper, and in magazines. He named all of those people, all those corporations, and all of those corporations are owned by people who are Jewish. So when people say that they run Hollywood and entertainment, it's the truth. It's not anti-Semitic to say somebody run something. And also, I played earlier before you arrived. You know, some of these media platforms just telling us to shut up and dribble and shut up and do what we get paid for. Because I remember when I'm gonna go back to Damon John, who is one of the founding members of FUBU. When the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan spoke at DMX's memorial service, Damon John said it was very inspiring what the minister had to say at DMX's funeral. And a Jewish woman got into his Twitter account and used a rhetorical question towards Damon John. The rhetorical question was, do Farrakhan pay Black entertainers? She knows that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan don't pay Black entertainers or entrepreneurs. She know who does. Them, they do.
Right. That's a fact. Yeah, they can't deny that. The thing about it is they kind of just slide out the way. You know, we know who own what. You know, we can see who the CEOs of these companies is. It's all right there in black and white. But the verbal deniance is literally insane.
Yes, it is. You know, it's because it's kind of weird to exercise a power and deny you have it. Because the power is being exercised as we speak. Because if you look at Kyrie Irving and his apology for doing absolutely nothing, because how you make a man apologize for something that he didn't say? I can understand if you make somebody apologize for something that they say that was derogatory, but if the man didn't say anything, you're going to make him apologize for not saying something? Because he said nothing against Jewish people. And all because at a press conference that had nothing to do with any political affiliation or ethnicity or any type of religion, when a man is playing basketball and they have a post-game press conference, you're supposed to talk about the game, not about anything else but the game. But they asked that man questions that had nothing to do with the game, and because he refused to answer those questions, he's being punished.
Yeah, it's like they wanted to attack him, you know, because he was already you know, under attack. It's like they let off of him a little bit and then loaded back up on him for no apparent reason. You know, it's all about him pushing against their ideology and their beliefs. So they're gonna try to make a mockery out of that brother every chance they get.
Fact. And also, when you outsmart someone and when things come out that, okay, that you were right all along, they don't like that. Because when they tried to get the brother to take the jab and he refused to, and he stood strong on that, now, today's time, it was deemed unconstitutional, and everybody they've terminated because they wouldn't take the jab. They had to rehire and give them back pay. And he falls in that category. You know how that looks to them? This uppity nigga outsmarted us, and how dare he, defy us? How dare he defy us and what we want him to do when he did everything he's supposed to do as an employee? All you should expect me to do as your employee is my damn job. That's it.
Right. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less.
If you tell the man he can't play because he don't take a jab, or he don't do whatever it is that he didn't sign up for, he don't have to do that. At my job, they automatically, if they come to me and say, I can't grow a beard. That's not in my contract. You never said that to me. So you're gonna tell me I have to look how you want me to look now all of a sudden?
Right. It's all within this hive mind. You know, and that's what I was kind of speaking about earlier. You know, once they see like what they call a red flag, you know, you want to attack from there out.
Indeed. And when it comes to other people speaking out, voicing their concerns and opinions on what they'll call political, it's okay. But how dare one of us have a thought? When we put our money into this system, our money circulates in this system also. More so than anybody else's, because you know why? Because our money stays in our community the less out of everybody's. It goes right back because of our frivolous spending habits. It goes right back. Why? Because we don't know, because we are so busy trying to, we see what's on TV, and that's the trend that Dr. Wesley Muhammad was talking about when he said that we set the trends, we create the trends, and we put them out there. Why would you have a $200,000 necklace and you're renting? Makes no sense. And what's crazy about that is they'll put these brothers and sisters in these big mansions doing their video as if it's theirs. And when the director say cut, they gotta take off the necklace, they gotta get out the house, give the car back, and all of that. All because it's a trend, and then you got people chasing that. The realest episode of MTV Cribs was Redman's. It's the realest episode of every one. Why? He went to his real damn house. I'm not saying that most of these people don't live like that, but his episode was the realest. Because when they walked into his house, it was real everyday life instead of trying to follow a trend and keep up with the Joneses. And it's crazy. It's a lot because you can't show me Ray J in a $6 million house. I know he don't got that. You're fronting. And he is too. And he's willing to front and go with that to the demise of his people. You know how many of our little brothers and sisters aspire to that by seeing him in that, and he know that's not his.
Right.
Most of them don't live like that. What did Jay-Z say in that song, Imaginary Player? He said, "Damn, boy, you said, where the fuck's the Hummers at?" You said
Right.
those ain't Rolex diamonds. What the fuck you done to that? Fronting.
Yeah, when I see you, I don't see none of that.
I don't see none of that. Damn, Playboy, what the fuck's a Hummer at? but you in the video with all that. I would rather be REAL instead of REEL.
Right.
What you see is what you get.
You know, like I tell people, you know, I'm gonna do this shit FASHO and not FORSHOW. You feel me?
For sure. Indeed.
For sure.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. We gotta get you know, once a lot more people start, you know, understanding and seeing the importance of thinking certain ways, I think just like anything else, it'll open up, man. But we gotta have these type of conversations. You know, we gotta be able to sit down and be serious, you know, at some points and really break things down and analyze it to really get the substance out of it. You feel what I'm saying? That way we just not having senseless conversations or gossiping. You know, we actually taking situations that happen and you know, getting real life lessons out of it.
We actually went from hip hop artists talking against drugs, talking about empowering ourselves or coming together, to, you know, popping pills and, you know, doing whatever. And it's promoting us not being in our right mind. And that's the crazy part. They promote us not being in our right mind as if we can afford that. We need to be in our right mind so we can be watchful and mindful.
That's right.
And mindful of of our surroundings. You're not gonna puff on nothing and become philosophical with me and think that you are you know, giving me what I need. When I don't smoke or drink, I don't think so. What Flav say, my vision's not blurry. Why? Because I don't do none of that. And if you think you can cloud your mind and see clear, you are a damn fool. You're a fool. Some brilliant brothers among us. Brilliant. But don't think that you can puff and teach me. No. Why? Because the brilliance that you have, while you're puffing, you shorten yourself. Why? Because we ain't all there. Just imagine.
Oh yeah.
Just imagine the brilliance you'll have if you didn't do that. Not knocking when the
Oh yeah.
That's you. But
you're right.
Me. I don't do none of that shit.
You're right, man. We got to be able to admit that those type of things too, you know. You're right. It's not like it adds something to you, and you definitely not able to reach your fullest potential of thinking. See what I'm saying?
At least not in that moment.
Oh no.
At least not in that moment.
But you know, it's a lot of things, man, we gotta, you know, work on. But you know, that's something that's easy. You know, it's just learned behavior.
Yes.
That's all. And then it became addictive after it was learned behavior.
Yes. Because I know young people who haven't done none of that until they became adults, and they think that's the adult thing to do, is to get high, get drunk, go here, go there, smoking up. No. I grew up around all that, brother. All of it. And guess what? I walked right past it and never did any of it. And some of my brothers and my sisters, when they seen me coming, they had that respect for me that they wouldn't do it around me.
Right.
Yeah, we need to get back to the natural order of things. Not that a younger person can't teach you anything, but everyday life is a better teacher than any curriculum that you could set forth before us, brother. Everyday life is better.
You're right about that. We gotta have a build in mind, have a build in mind of wanting to, clean up our habits, our diet, and everything. It could be realistic, a person could be like, well, when I do this, man, then I'm gonna do this or whatever. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But being able to acknowledge those areas of concern is a big step.
We have to be realistic about it. I'm a realist, and I know. I mean, and not only that, I would never say, okay, a brother don't do this, or brother don't do that. Like I spoke earlier this week, I said, look, let's make sure, because that's not our parents. It's not our parents' reefer. I'm gonna take you back. It's not our parents' reefer. It's some different stuff. Make sure that you're not getting reefer that is synthetic. Because once you put fire to that, it's different. It's not a plant no more. It's a chemical. Once you put fire to it.
Oh yeah, that's right. The whole chemical imbalance is being changed. So
exactly.
We got to pay attention to what's in this stuff. You know what I mean?
Because you notice, a lot of our brothers and sisters, they sold it. They sold it, but now that it's legal, the only people I see selling it now, cornering that market, brother, is them other people, brother. Dispensaries, brother. I mean, I go to North Jersey, brother, and even South Jersey. All you see is like you see a line full of people. They looking like they're trying to get into a concert, bro. In line to buy weed from a dispensary. We don't own them on that scale. We don't. I know Snoop said he's doing something. It's not Snoop, it's Redman. Redman he got some type of coalition going because he wants to take it out the corporate people's hand because he know what they're doing. All these brothers and sisters locked up for that. Now y'all calling in the market. No, it don't go like that. And I agree with him, even though I don't smoke. I agree with him. But sticking to the subject, shut up and dribble, shut up and entertain, silencing black athletes and entertainers, that comes from the denied power that's really undeniable. Because you can deny it if you're not exercising it. You can't exercise it and deny it. That don't make no sense. It's like telling a person what they see. You can't tell me what I see. You can't tell me what I feel. You can't tell nobody what they see and feel. You can easily deny something. In order to deny something, you have to hide it. You can't do it in people's face and then deny it. That's just crazy to me.
Oh yeah, it's just that's the killer part to all of this, man. So that's why I'm right where I'm at with it. It's the simple fact that they're doing it right in everybody's face. So until people can get past that right there and privilege can be checked at the door, I'm gonna stay right there with it, brother.
Exactly. Privilege. And the power is really perceived power based on our fear. Not our fear, the fear of those it pertains to. It's perceived power. Because if you stick together, they can't exercise that power on nobody. They can do it because that's how they do it. They isolate you. It's easy to do that when you're isolated. And then they get your own to pile on you. That's the first thing they do. They isolate you. And then they discredit you. Then they do something that they say they're against. Defame you. They defame you and then get your own people to pile on you with that defamation. Yet if they're not able to isolate you and then the people support you and say no. Because it's utterly ridiculous, in my humble sentiment, how they're doing Kyrie Irving. And it's only because it's in the private sector. It will not be allowed in the public sector. That won't be allowed because they know the brother didn't do nothing wrong because he's hired in a private sector, even though there's still labor laws in the private sector. You still got to obey those labor laws in the private sector. But that's the reason why they're able to string it along, because it's private. It has to be sorted out later. But right now, they can drag them. And that's why they're doing it. And overall, I think they're mad at him because he defied them in the past. And then he defied a government agency, NASA. And I know what NASA means according to them. According to NASA, I know their acronym when it comes to Kyrie Irving is niggas are so aggravating because that's what he was doing. When he went up there with the flat earth thing.
Right. Oh yeah, they gave it to him then. Good brother. But one thing about him, he not apologizing. He's just trying to keep everything copacetic.
Yeah.
He be nice and he'll give his just due, but he's still standing on what he saying to believe, man. So I'm with him.
Yeah, it's like, he said, I apologize if y'all feel that way. It's how you feel, I'm sorry. But that's not how I meant it. And what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? Because if you said something and I took it the wrong way, and you say, nah, brother, I didn't mean it that way. I'm sorry you feel that way, but that's not how I meant that, bro. What am I supposed to say about that? If you didn't mean it that way, I'm supposed to be like, oh, well, okay. And especially if you explain it to me, in which he did, what he meant. It's something else besides that, brother. You're not going to tell me. It's something else. It's deeper than that. It's something else besides him posting a damn movie on his Twitter account. Something else, bro.
Gotta be.
Because they're making too big of a deal out of it, because I've heard worse. I heard a lot worse said about the Jewish community. that they're not making that big of a deal out of. They should be mad at the creators of South Park for depicting them in a negative manner.
You know, I think that's their whole goal, you know, just to try to get at least a tad bit of a negative connotation out on, you know, certain individuals from jump. You know, that little speck will always be there.
Yeah. And then, you know, trying to censor people also. And have this world of where people can't speak their mind in fear of being called anti-Semitic. You can't speak your mind. You can't hold anyone accountable. You can't point out indiscretions and grievances on the people for fear of being called anti-Semitic. That's not freedom. That's not freedom of speech either. It's not. And then you got the dumb, the ignorant among us saying that what Dave Chappelle did can cause violence. Now, what Dave Chappelle said can cause violence to anybody. What he said can't cause no violence to anybody. Those idiots that commit violence on Jewish people or anybody else is just an idiot committing violence on somebody. It's all that is.
Yeah, you know, I think all these brothers got like a excuse me, a pending you know, action that they done took that's kind of being grouped together. We gotta remember too, the undertone that they trying to do when it comes to the alphabet crew, when it comes to racism, when it comes to being anti-Semitic. The undertone is about being a terrorist.
Yes. Yeah, when it comes to terrorism though, brother, we are totally at the bottom of that because we don't do that. We don't do that. None of us have it in us to be because come on, because it's terrorism. Who wants to do that? We don't do that. We do it to each other, some of us. But on a bigger scale, how they're putting it, how the narrative they're pushing, that's not us. Now we may do something to somebody who did something to us, and it's a very small minority of us who do stupid crap to each other. But overall, we don't do that. Terrorism. They want to push that narrative to prevent people from saying how they feel. Now, how is calling somebody out on their behavior terrorism? It's not. If your behavior is deplorable, the answer to that question is change your damn behavior. You don't have to be no violence. Change your behavior or we're not doing business with you. That's it.
Yeah, you know, that's a trigger too. You know, that's a program too. You know, they got a lot of people who want to turn to violence. What I'm trying to really like push and show people is that there's an agreement that's been made by, you know, some of our people. And, you know, with nothing else to do, we just kind of going along with it. So, you know, once we able to stand up and really figure out what we need, that's what it's going to take.
Indeed.
And, you know,
Indeed.
yeah, you know, that's what it's going to take. So, you know, this is just a way to kind of skip through all the bull crap. Like, you feel me? Because we got a lot of people who can't come together on issues just as far as standing behind somebody as far as speaking, let alone come together, you know, physically, business-wise, community-wise, because we're all separating things to our own ideologies. You know, if it's not my belief, if you're not flat earth, then you stupid. You don't know nothing. I can't deal with you. I can't buy nothing from you.
Crazy.
Like, you know,
It's
yeah.
crazy.
So yeah, man, we got a lot of work to do.
A whole lot of work. You know, it's a whole lot of work to do, and everybody's not going to. And not only that, and as far as that situation is concerned, again, I would say that I would shout this from the highest mountain. I don't give a damn how the earth shaped. I don't care about that. And discussing that is just it's mindless to me to even have a discussion about how the earth shaped. You know, it just don't matter to me. What matters to me is how much of it is ours. Let's get some. Let's get some of it. I don't care if it's shaped like a damn pear. Let's get some of it.
I think we got to start doing that, man. A lot of people don't know how to do that. A lot of people don't know how to say, well, you know, this ain't for me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna fall back. But when it's time to sit down at the table, you know,
Okay. Exactly.
We gonna eat together. Exactly. But you know, I don't want to play Xbox or PlayStation. I don't play games. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But I'm not throwing you away or under the bus because you do. When it's time to eat, we just sit down and talk.
Exactly. When it comes time to put the business in, to buy the land, to plant the crops, to feed the children, to protect the wives, patrol the neighborhoods. That's what I do. When it comes time to do that, let's do that. But I'm not going to. You do a certain thing that I don't do. I shouldn't throw you away because you do. But we have a habit of, you know, because people don't adopt the same ideology. And it's, you know, it's already cost us, and it's going to continue to cost us with that mindset. Will continue to cost us because we think everybody is supposed to, you know, think alike. You're supposed to think alike. You're supposed to have a like mind when it comes to your community and what we should do to better our people. Your mind should be alike then. But just because I'm saying I'm this person, and not only that, you can't tell a person who they are. You are the same people who told us that we are. If you try to tell me I'm this, okay, people came over here and said we were African. If you tell me I'm other than who I say I am, you're doing the same thing they're doing. I tell you who I am. And if I behave as a brother to you, I'm your brother because that's a title and that's a duty. Because a lot of people throw that word around, brother, and love, but those are actions. They're not emotions, they're actions. You can become emotional because you love someone, but the emotion is not the damn love. The emotion because you love. But a lot of us use the word brother and sister, but we don't behave that way towards each other. Don't come to me and say peace and then immediately afterwards you break the peace. You didn't mean peace. You didn't mean that. Unless you meant another piece. You know, you want a piece of the pie. That's another piece as opposed to PEACE. See, I think like that because that's what some of us do.
You know, everything right now is all the way boiled down to perception too, because you know, it depends on from which corner of the room you hear the story.
Yeah, you're right.
And that's a shame.
You're right. When someone has their mind made up, and it's good to be steadfast. It's a difference between steadfast and being stubborn and having a closed mind. Steadfast means you have a goal and nothing breaks that goal. It's steadfast in your movement and your goals. But when someone comes to you and try to, present something that you're not accustomed to, something different, you could listen. And if it's not for you, just say, no, that's not for me. I'm good the way I'm moving. Because a lot of times people are good the way they're moving. And we don't realize that this brother's sojourn and how he moved and his experiences and his faith also is really what attracted you to that brother or sister. They don't realize that. Why? Because they're so stuck in trying to get people to change who they are into who they are. Can't do that. Because a lot of us are going to be different. They come from different areas, but we're going to have the same mindset. Because if we want to change the condition of our people, we're going to have to accept the fact that that's the common goal. And people are not going to, give up what made them as strong as they are for nobody. And if your motives are impugned, it's going to show. And you're not going to be successful if your motives are impugned.
Oh yeah, that's always.
Because I question people's motives. Not all the time, but I question it. And questioning it doesn't always mean that it's negative. Because you can question, okay, this brother's motives is good. They're still questioning it. It's not always negative. Yet, as a people who are a punching bag to the whole world, we got to stop doing it to each other. Mm-hmm. Because, you look at this nation, we are the bottom rail. Regardless to what people say with the feel-good moments, encouraging our people, you should encourage your people to rise to the top and shoot for the damn stars. In order for you to shoot for the stars, you're not there yet if you're shooting for it, right? So we should shoot for the stars and encourage our people, but you got to perceive reality. And if we want to change our reality, brother, it's going to take all of us. And the individual greatness is not going to work. Because most of the time, the individual greatness comes from attention whoring, brother. It comes from whoring, being an attention whore.
Oh yeah. We gotta kind of. Oh yeah, go ahead. You got it, brother.
I'm listening, brother.
Oh no, I was just saying, we gotta continue to check each other on that type of shit. You got it.
Indeed. We got to stop the attention whoring, brother. To look at me, crap, man. Look at me. Look what I know and this and that. That's attention whoring. We should strive for greatness together as a people. Because everybody got something to offer, and we don't let nobody thinking or nobody encouragement and nobody's contribution go discredited. That's what building is, adding on. That's what it is. And if we're not doing that, it's not a build, brother. It's not, regardless of what it is, if we're talking or if we're actually constructing something. It's not a build. And we need to learn what a build is.
That's right. We just adding on, not trying to discredit nobody, not trying to just show how much more we know, we can just present, what we need. Say we making hamburgers, man. I don't have to show you that I got, a whole pantry of food here. If you say you got the meat, I need the bread and the condiments. That's it. We got to get back to the simple things. We kind of we got that slave mentality. Now, I don't want to say if slavery happened or not, but the psychological points of the slavery, we definitely got that. The competition,
Yes,
going against each other and stuff like that.
Peace to the beloved wife, Mrs. The Enemy's Public. Thank you for coming through. Hey, Puddin'. It's my baby. Yeah, but brother, I always say, people with the slave mentality that some of us have today, something happened. Something happened. So you're not going to tell me that something didn't happen when it comes to slavery, because we look at the mentality that some of us have and the divisiveness, not wanting to work with each other. Peace to Knowledge X. Peace to the brother. Peace to the God. Now, if you say you want the same thing and you want our people to rise as a people and change the dynamic of our everyday lives and our condition, and none of you willing to work together, you want this individual greatness, but not want to work with the in totality with our people, I question your motives. I question that, because there's too many of us. All these, I always say, all these black thinkers not doing nothing collectively, and that right there is it. That angers me, because you got too many brilliant brothers and sisters not working together. And when you have people working against us, people not even sleeping, I always say, these political parties, these different people who are not us, they disagree a lot. The political parties disagree a lot, but they agree with one thing. When it comes to us, they agree. All to it. They agree when it comes to us. And then you got the ignorant among us trying to get us to vote a certain political party when neither party should be ours. The jackass or the elephant. Neither party should be ours, because America's politics have never benefited us. So we shouldn't be swayed either way. Always said that we should be our own party. Us as a people should be our own party. And if that's not what's going to happen, I would never be in anyone's booth voting, pulling a lever, voting for a politician. No, to me, nowadays, right now, it's a crime against our people to do that. That's a crime to me. When people ask me about that, I say I would never do that, because it's a crime against our people. Voting. People don't come around to us until they want an office. And then we put them in that office. And not only that, we don't make them promise us nothing. Excuse me. We don't make them promise us nothing. We have to stop that.
Agreed, good brother. I'm with you on that.
We get called stupid for not voting. And they say, well, you don't have no say-so. Yes, I do still have a say-so, because I didn't vote for a politician. I don't have no say-so. My money is floating in this economy. If I pay taxes, I got a damn say-so, regardless of who in that office. My tax dollar's still paying that bastard. So I got to say so. Yet we need to get rid of the Negro mentality, brother, or our condition will remain. It will remain, brother. It's not going to change.
I don't think so.
I'm not for the feel good moment, brother. We gotta make whatever moment we get that feel good. We gotta make that permanent, brother. I'm not for a feel good moment, and I'm not claiming victories that's not ours, brother. I'm a realist. You got people on panelists talking about we here. We know the hell we're not. We're not. You got to cross the finish line to be the winner. You got to cross it first. Not finish the race. Finishing the race don't make you a winner. It means you finish in the race. You got to get there first to be the winner.
That's crazy, man. You know, we like I said, man, it's all about the mind frame of the individual, if they can even process what we talking about.
Indeed.
Especially when we got our people who, not concerned or don't even know what the critical race theory is, man, we're in trouble.
Exactly. We have people that don't want us to teach America's true history. Why? Because it will expose them. True American history will expose people to who they really are. And some people are not going to come out as great as they say they are. And other people are going to come out greater than people perceive them to be. Because when you learn the truth, brother, when you learn that profound truth, some people are going to come out on top. Some people are going to come out on the bottom. And also, if you gotten everything that you have by lying, cheating, stealing, killing, you got everything you have by doing that, you're not going to look good. And that's basically why they're calling today's American history, because a lot of us are digging and finding stuff, and they're just calling it critical race theory because it's critical on them, and they're reducing it to a theory. It's not a theory. It's the truth that's critical on certain people. Certain people is not as great as they say they are. They're just not. And that's the main problem with it. That's why Ron DeSantis is doing that. That's why they're changing McGraw-Hill is changing the narrative about slavery, saying that they were indentured servants, whatever narrative they changed with the and not only that, this new thing that's out now, to me, it's letting people off the hook by changing that narrative. It's letting people off the hook. And that's the main thing that I don't like, when people don't look into something themselves. They listen to people who are on YouTube instead of looking to it themselves. Tell people to source up when they say something. Tell them to source up, because even if you're telling the truth, you are supposed to source up and give people the reference where they can go study it themselves. Supposed to source up. You're not going to tell me something. If I ask you for the source and you don't know the source, you are regurgitating. That's what you're doing. You're regurgitating. You heard somebody else saying it, and not without understanding your damn self. So I'm going to start telling people to source up when they start running their mouth. Where can I find that at and study it myself? If you can't tell me that, you're regurgitating. Because enough is enough with people trying to be teachers and they're not. Let me tell you something. I was made a teacher. I was made not necessarily a teacher. I was made a field marshal, a minister. I was made that. That's not what I aspired to be. I was told I was that by a man that's wiser than I am. I joined NOI 87, and I was a soldier. That's what I wanted to be, a soldier. I wanted to wear that FOI uniform. That's what I wanted to do. Wear that FOI uniform, protect the minister, and be in the brotherhood, and soldier, go out with soldier, protect the community. That's what my aspirations was. But a man who's wiser, an elder, told me that's what I am. What I do today, he told me I'm that. He knew better than I did. I want to admit that. Let me get on the roster one time. And after that, he said, brother, you are where you belong at that rostrum. That's where you belong, brother. But that's not what my aspiration was. And my sentiment is I'm a soldier. Because if you call me, I'm going to show up. And don't get it twisted, soldier. Don't necessarily. I'm just going to handle whatever business needs to be handled. Just handing out coats, food, I'm going to soldier up. If it's protecting the community, I'm going to soldier up. If it's running somebody out of our community that's detrimental to our community, I'm going to soldier up. See, the thing I don't like is, peace to my brother Knowledge X again. I mean, I heard the brother speak, and the brother eloquent and know what he's talking about, and I shared the brother's sentiment. And we have to not disrespect and stop acknowledging those who made us look in the first place. Your enlightener is the one who made you aspire to seek knowledge. You should never disrespect that person or that organization that inspired you to seek knowledge. You see brothers who used to be NOI, you see brothers that used to be in certain organizations. Now they speak bad about their organization. That's a no-no, because that brother or sister inspired you to seek knowledge, made you look in the first place. Because would you have been aspiring to knowledge without your enlightener? No. I would never say anything detrimental or bad about Kyrie Muhammad, Dawood Muhammad, Khalid Muhammad, Minister Abdul Kareem Muhammad. Those are my enlighteners. Forever grateful to those brothers. And the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Never would I say anything bad about those brothers, and I would defend them, which is easy as hell to do. So all I gotta do is name the work and say, okay, have you done this? If you haven't done that, you can't say anything about anybody who did the least bit if you didn't do a damn thing. If this all you do, you can't say nothing about anybody who have done the least bit. If they handed out sandwiches and juice boxes, and you didn't do that, don't talk about them. That brother handed out sandwiches and juice boxes and you didn't. Until you at least do that, don't talk about the brother or sister who did. I'm a always strive for greatness, and I have a profound love for my people, and I want to see my people in a better condition. And regardless to if I don't share the sentiment or the ideology of my brothers, when it's time to come together, I'm going to be amongst my brothers and my sisters and deal with the commonality, what we have in common. I'm going to deal with you on that aspect. Forget everything else. I'm going to go back to what I believe in personally, and you go back to what you believe in personally. But as long as we both believe that our condition is dire and need to change, okay, we're getting together on that. We're getting together on that. I mean, as my brother said, the nation changed so many lives. He said he still haven't heard anyone discredit or debunk the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's teachings. You can say anything about Messenger Muhammad. Match the work. No one has matched the work. Unmatchable. And I know brothers personally that the nation made straight up soldiers who've been on the battlefield standing and acting on behalf of our people for years. And I will always be FOI. There's no way in hell I'm going to leave NOI, the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, to follow a Negro on YouTube. That'll be insane. That'll be insane. And I'm far from insane. Yet I love my brothers and my sisters. Before I close this stream, I want to give my thanks to the brother Key Norfolk for coming through, being a panelist, to Don Treese, to Big Dog Philly OG, to Knowledge X, and my beautiful better half, Mrs. The Enemy's Public, my wife. She's she's my everything. She's my rock. When you see me, the strength I have is, most of it is because of her. And I just want to say thank everybody for coming through. And lastly, brother Knowledge X, you are absolutely correct, brother. We have to do a build. We have to do a build, brother. Because oppression should be the common denominator for us coming together. That should be the common denominator for us coming together in changing, the dynamic and condition of our people. And I say peace to all the family. Thanks for coming through. This is The Enemy's Public. I am Bro.Nasir. Like, share, subscribe. Leave a comment in the comment section. Peace.
Hey, peace and power, good brother. I appreciate you for having me. Salute to everybody.